Alright. Let me get this set up. Make sure my earpiece is working. I was just cleaning my apartment, and I texted my brother that, and he just said, he was like, "You're not cleaning, you're live streaming." I just finished, and now I'm live streaming. Thought he was calling me out. Since you know about my live stream, why don't you watch my freaking stream, dude? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to... There's nobody even watching, so it doesn't even matter. Let me see. Just streaming this because it's easier than recording it. I can just do everything in one take and be done. Because today, and I don't have that much time to do this, so if this recording goes horrible, it's just what you get, because I can't do it again. We're doing this guide to red eyes. That's what we're doing right now. I'm going to show you how to play red eyes. Because a new skill came out, we got some, well, I don't think we got any new cards, but we did get a new skill.
Games are my life.
And
No one messes with Joey Wheeler.
okay, so you see this? It says hand trap red eyes. We're gonna get to that later. I got this build from another YouTuber, Pat. Not sure if you're aware of him, but that's kind of the build I've settled on now after trying everything I can to make this deck good, because compared to Dark Magician or Blue Eyes, Red Eyes is actually a much worse deck. But still gonna get you up to speed. A little video here to show you how to play the deck. Alright, like most decks, it's kind of extra deck reliant. It's more of a fusion deck. You have an Xyz, I recommend playing a copy of it. Sometimes you can just summon this, they take burn damage every time they use any card pretty much, and you can detach material, you can summon a red eyes. It's okay. This card is honestly not that good, you play it just for the attack. It does something, like when it dies you can summon back a red eyes monster. You can send a red eyes monster to the grave when it's summoned, so you can send something to the graveyard that you want to summon back if this dies. And when you send it, you do like a tiny amount of burn damage. It's whatever. This is an OTK card. If your opponent's field is clear and you can attack with this, it's 3200, and then it does burn damage for 1200, so it's lethal in Duel Lynx. This you don't play. You could play it in some kind of weird version, but I would just say not really to play it. Slash is kind of the classic red eyes in Duel Links. Basically, if he attacks, you can equip a warrior monster to him as an equip card from your graveyard. There's some like red eyes warrior type monsters. It doesn't have to be a red eyes one, it could just be warrior type. And you if a card would target a card on the field, you can get rid of that equip to negate that effect. So he has a way of like gaining equips And if something would target any card on the field, you can say, okay, well, I sacrifice my equip, and I'm going to negate that targeting card. It's, you know, it's okay. It's pretty good. This, I would say, not to run. It's just a vanilla version of this. This is the retrain. That is much better. This is some other kind of like zombie red eyes thing. That's not what we're talking about today. So, extra deck wise, in terms of like red eyes monsters, these are the best ones to use. Now, if you're using this, you have to play a level 6 Archfiend normal monster. There's a free-to-play one, Beast of Tall War. You can get it for free. It counts because, as you see here, it's always an Archfiend card. You can also use Summon Skull, which is also an Archfiend card. It has a little bit more attack strength. It's a cooler card. It's like a classic Yu-Gi-Oh card, but it's not free. You gotta get out of this crappy box. So, up to you. I would say it doesn't really matter. Play the Tall War if you don't have Summon Skull. If you happen to have Summon Skull, then just use that. I wouldn't go out of my way to get Summon Skull. Yeah. But you need that for this. One of those two for this. For this, we need to play the Meteor Red Eyes Impact. And a level, well, I guess you don't even have to play this card necessarily. The skill we're going to use is Red Eyes Reverse, and so playing this can help you meet the requirement of having enough Red Eyes cards. But you can actually play any level 6 dragon. So sometimes people play like Magnetron or something. What's that thing called? It's a level 6 dragon. Magneton. I can't remember his second name. Hold on a second. Level 1 dragon. Level 6. This guy, Mana Dragon, Zernatron. Okay, that's what it is. Some people play that. Let's go back to that filter. Dragon. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, this would probably be the best one to use. I mean, maybe you could play this because it's like, if you draw it, it's kind of a break because it's a tribute monster, but maybe you have a card on the field you contribute for this, and this is kind of Prime Material is a good card. I don't know. Just play any level 6 dragon. It doesn't really matter. Can maybe do something with the Hieratics because they can summon normal dragon type monsters, which Red Eyes is. I'm not gonna get into all that. We can just think about playing this or Zernatron as the level 6 dragon that you need, and of course there's the Red Eyes monster that's level 7, which will be Red Eyes. Red Eyes Black Dragon and a warrior monster, so this can literally be any warrior monster. There's different ones that are good to use. There's like Shield Warrior. There's like some Red Eyes cards that are warriors, like Figure Feed Red Eyes. You can use any warrior tech card that you want, but again, with the skill is going to make you play a certain amount of Red Eyes cards. So sometimes it's like, well, I'll play this warrior that has Red Eyes in the name. It helps me get the skill. It helps me get the warrior that I need. Same for this to the level 6 dragon. But you could play these if you want to. So up to you. So moving on from that, these are kind of the basic cards that you're going to work with. Now, obviously, with this fusion strategy, like most archetypes, there's a fusion card and a searcher card. So this is also going to be a core part of the deck. A lot of decks play multiples of these, like, you know, like this. This, unfortunately, is from a structure deck. Makes it a little bit more difficult to obtain. You don't have to have 3. You know, play what you have. You could definitely, you know, change a few copies out for other cards if you don't have them. What else? Yeah, let's look at Red Eye's traps. So, there's some decent traps for this deck, and these are all actually pretty good. This is just like a Call of the Hunted, whatever. This is more like a Call of the Hunted because it's continuous, but you can use it multiple times. It's more difficult to use because you have to control a Red Eyes monster, and then what you can summon back from the graveyard is a normal monster. This one is you use it only once, but you can summon back just any Red Eyes monster. And you don't have to control any monsters. And this is a equipped trap that is kind of like a snatch steal, sort of. That lets you take your opponent's monster and turn it into an equipped card equipped to one of your Red Eyes. It does target, unfortunately, but it doesn't destroy, it doesn't whatever. So if something's like cannot be destroyed, this can get rid of it. If it says cannot be targeted, unfortunately it won't work. But these are like your basic cards. You can pretty much build the deck out of this if you want to. Now this is kind of like the mainstream strategy for the deck. So how would it look? Probably a freaking Summon Skull, one of these, this, maybe this. Of course, we're forgetting the main card of all, which will be Red Eyes. There's some other cards, Red Eyes Wyvern and Red Eyes Retro Dragon, which are good to play to help you meet the requirement of the amount of Red Eyes cards you're forced to play. And they have pretty good effects. So what does this do? If you did normal summon that turn and he's in your graveyard and it's the end phase, summon a Red Eyes back. If you did normal summon that turn, you can't use it. But just one of these turns when you don't normal summon and it's the end phase of that turn, banish this guy and summon one of your Red Eyes back to the field. So it's pretty good. You have to send a Red Eyes to the graveyard to activate this card, which lets you search for any of your Red Eyes spell and traps. So it's obviously a good one to send. Retro is just like, well, if he's in your hand, if he's in your graveyard, either one, and one of your actually, let me make sure it says that it's in his graveyard as well. No, it has to just be in your hand, I'm sorry. So if this card's in your hand and one of your Red Eyes cards is destroyed, summon this guy out of your hand and then bring that card that got destroyed back. So it's kind of like a hand trap that you can use. So those are definitely some of the more mainstream Red Eyes monsters you want to play. There's some other ones that this one lets you summon a Red Eyes if it's destroyed by battle. You know, it's fine to use if that's all you have. I don't tend to go for those kind of cards. They're slow. The only other one that you might want to play is the Black Metal Dragon. It does not have Red Eyes in the name, so it will not trigger your skill, but if you want to include it, it's kind of like a searcher. Excuse me, my nose keeps itching. It's kind of like a searcher of Red Eyes Insight, but in monster form. So, if this guy, you can equip him to a Red Eyes you control, any Red Eyes card, and if he gets sent to the graveyard at that point, then you can search for a Red Eyes card. So how will that happen? Well, you could have the Iron Knight equip this guy to it, use Iron Knight's effect to destroy a spell or trap, and then this will trigger and you get to search. So that's a pretty good interaction. Use this to destroy a card and search for a card, you know, by using these two cards together. So you could have a deck that focuses more on, like, you know, playing something like this. Maybe your deck focuses on summoning this. You can attach this to it, and then when you negate, you can achieve that as well. It's actually just if it's sent from the field to the graveyard. It doesn't necessarily have to be equipped. So let's say you summon it like this, and you want to play something like Link Karibo. Summon this guy, make a Link Karibo, search a card. I mean, you did use your normal summon that turn, which you want to be careful of in this deck, because the next thing I'm going to tell you about is this card, Red Eyes Fusion. It is a good card, but it kind of sucks. You cannot normal summon the turn that you use this. You can set, which brings me to the skill. Red Eyes Reverse, that's the new skill. Okay, just to go over this and make this simple, if you control a Red Eyes monster, you can get a Red Eyes spell trap from your deck to your hand, and then put another card from your deck, from your hand back into your deck. So it lets you take one card in your hand and switch it out for a Red Eyes spell trap. So long as you control a Red Eyes monster, you can activate it. If it's a Red Eyes normal monster, you know, Red Eyes Black Dragon or something like that, you don't have to put the other card back, so you just straight up just get the card. So you're actually getting another card for free versus switching it out. And that's just going to depend on whether you have a Red Eyes monster that's an effect monster or a normal monster. It also lets you summon Red Eyes without tributing. That's including setting it. And it has a special rule that says if you set Red Eyes, you can also flip summon it immediately that turn. And Konami did that, so when you play this card that says you cannot summon, you could like set Red Eyes, flip summon it, and then activate this. And technically you've only set and you've only flip summoned. You haven't normal summoned or special summoned, which is what this card actually restricts you from doing. So they kind of gave you a way to completely break the card. You know, at least go against its restriction. It doesn't make it, it's not broken. You're just getting like an extra Red Eyes normal monster on the field. Which brings me to the different ways to play this deck. So everything I've told you so far is kind of like just a traditional way of playing it. I could go into more like wacky things, and I'll go ahead and do that now. Just while I'm going over it, because I'm not going to revisit this later, because this is a really gimmicky way to play the deck. But you can play something like this along with your Gearfrieds and try to play like closer to a 20 card build as you can. And fairly consistently, I would say a third of the time, 30-something% of the time, going first, you can resolve this card, which will pretty much win you the game. This card is obviously so broken. Look at your opponent's hand, you know everything that they have, and then discard any card of your choice. And so you'll just summon this, flip this, equip this. His effect will destroy the equipped card, triggering it, because it has to be destroyed in order to do that. And yeah, you can pretty much take like, oh, I see your hand. Oh, this is the one starter card. The rest of these are extenders. Let me take your starter piece and throw that away. Now your hand is completely bricked. I know everything you have, so if you have back rows, I'm going to play around it. And it's just like freaking super broken. My brother just texted me to read the chat. I'm going to do that in a minute when I start dueling. So yeah, if you can build this version, it's fun and everything, and it's super broken, but it's kind of breaking inconsistent. It's not good, so that's just me mentioning that right here, because we're going to go over like every freaking thing under the sun, and I'm sure I'm going to leave something out because it's kind of like this Performapal fusion, I believe, that you can summon somewhere or the other. I can't remember. There's the Necrofusion. This card has a lot of spells. The main Searcher spell and the Fusion spell send cards from your deck to the graveyard. So Necrofusion becomes good. You can just fuse again with your material you've already used. 1 level 5 hard dark monster, Performapal monster. So let me show you the one that you would use with that. It's this stupid I think it's like the Trump Witch or something like that. Fusion summon for extra deck using monsters control fusion materials. Yeah, I can't remember how that could get teched in, but that was a while ago, and that was kind of power crept anyway. Because all that this does is let's unless you just destroy a monster, right? And you deal some effect damage, and he has 2900 attack, so it's decent. But here's a better card. And it's popular, so I can find it pretty easily. Boom, right here. This is just 2 Dark Dragons. Way easier to summon, don't have to play any of these weird Performapal things. This was several months ago. People were kind of taking this in when this was closer to release. This came out in, yeah, October of, yeah, this is quite a while ago. People were getting kind of cute trying to put that in there. Furious Dragon is the way to do it now. It's much better. He's just like a quick pop. Like, you can destroy a card on your field, and the card in your opponent's field is a quick effect. And he's 3,000. And it's easier to summon. You don't have to play any cards. It just fits right into the deck. So you can just straight up put Necrofusion and Borderlord Furious in the deck. So let's say we're going to build this version of the deck. I would play it like this if I was playing this version of the deck. This would probably be enough for the core cards. Now let's look and check the requirement. I forget exactly how many you have to play. At least 7, that's right. So we're gonna set this skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is your kind of core of the deck. You can put a couple of these in. Play 3 of this and like 2 of these, so you can just keep summoning them, and it's a very good card. And yeah, it's just pretty straightforward. I would go to the extra deck and just say like, well, we got a couple slots. Let's put these in. Now, there's another rule. You cannot tech into this deck monsters that special summon from like your main deck or your hand or whatever. It has to be, if you want to summon anything other than Red Eyes cards, it has to be from your extra deck. So I can't go putting in like I don't know, popular card here. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna put this because when I control Red Eyes, I can return a card from the field to the hand because it's a non-effect monster. So I'm gonna this has some synergy. I'm gonna put some Tinnies in here. Well, you won't be able to summon it anyway. You can still resolve its effect from your hand, but you won't be able to special summon it because it's not a Red Eyes and it's from your like main deck area. Extra deck doesn't matter, so you can link into stuff like this even though they're not Red Eyes. So just keep that in mind. I'm just gonna call this like a Red Eyes basic, and I'll show you kind of how to play this. And you would just put in a few, I don't know, a few tech cards like this, and then there you go. You know, it's just like your basic kind of Red Eyes deck. I just threw it together and good to go. And I'm going to show you how to play this way in a duel, but then we're going to go over what I think is actually the best way to play this deck, which I only discovered recently from Pat. So I'm going to check the chat now. My brother was asking me to check the chat. Oh, someone challenged me to a duel. Did I ever finish my Master Duel deck? I'm working on it. Konami's making it really hard. I'm trying to build like a troll deck that's not just an archetype. So I need all kinds of different cards. And so I'm like halfway done with it. It's kind of difficult because I need like just random text and staples, and I need just very specific weird flip effect monsters and stuff like that. So it's taking me a while, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to play this version of Red Eyes. And I'm just gonna do 1, maybe 2 duels of this just to give you the basic idea. It is not that great. This deck's not that great in Duel Links, but it's made better by what Konami did with the skill.
Duel.
Okay, so going turn 1 with this, my best opening move will probably be to play the Fang with Chain on the Slash Dragon. and then set Necrofusion to make the Savage Dragon. So I need to send and make sure I have enough darks in the graveyard. So normally I would send this, but it's a wind type for some reason. So I'm actually just going to send this, and this is going to get me the chain. Now I'm just going to play Fusion. Slash is going to send a Red Eyes, obviously, and a Warrior. And now you'll notice I have the Gearfried and the 2 Dark Dragons, so my Necrofusion is live. Fang is live because I control a Red Eyes monster. And if you want to, and I should have did this before I set, because now he's going to know where I set this. But I don't really care. I can get this too with the skill for free. So I mean, I might as well just get it. And it's just like a monster. So, during my opponent's draw phase here, turning the toggle on, I'm going to equip the chain. And I could immediately summon the Savage if I wanted to, but I kind of want to save that. Because, you know, they might MST this. You know, whatever. I don't know what'll happen. I might want to have, like, more of a surprise. Now, whenever I get this chain onto this bad boy, I'll have the ability to steal a monster, or I can sacrifice my chain to negate. So I have a steal or a negate, which is like a decent opening. Plus I have other back row. Let's see if this guy's a coward and he's gonna scoop. Or get disconnected. Looks like we're probably gonna disconnect. So yeah, what I would have done was, you know, what I said. You can still kind of figure out the opening play there, even though I didn't get to do it. We'll try again. And see if we can go for more of an OTK kind of style. And, you know, that brings me to the next point. You could put Dark Hole in here. And you can even probably take out Book. Play something like this. Even triple Dark Hole if you want to go OTK Turbo. And that's just going to be like MSC the back row, Dark Hole the field, play the fusion, summon this, and it's lethal. So it's a very caveman strategy. You kind of saw the other control strategy that I attempted to do in the first duel, but I didn't get to really resolve it. Now we're going to see if I can be able to show you more of the aggro side of the deck. I've also got a really cool artwork for the thumbnail that I'm going to put on the stream once I upload it. So, kind of excited about that. At least I think it's pretty cool. Okay, we get to play against BLS, the one of the more annoying decks. And here you go. Here's an example: Dark Hole, and then a Fusion. I'm going second. So I don't know if I can get an MST, clears back row. He makes a field. I nuke it with Dark Hole. I might just straight up win the game. So we're just gonna see if I can pull it off. This deck is really freaking annoying. This skill, by the way, just lets them start out the game with all this in the freaking graveyard. It's just like, oh yeah. Just start out the duel and just get all this in your graveyard automatically for free. This is clearly a Tenyi hybrid. I've never actually seen a Tenyi BLS hybrid before. So we have nothing but back row. I'd like to get an MST here if I can. Well, no MST, but I got the fusion and he's open, except for the back row. We're going to send, well, I have the Necro Fusion, so I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to send the Retro. And I'm going to get, I don't know, I guess I'm going to get Spirit for like a follow-up. in case. What? Why is everyone surrendering? I'm not even playing a meta deck. I'm in Platinum, which is not... Usually I play in Legend. This is not even a meta deck. It's low rank. I don't see the reason to surrender, but okay. It's the last time I'm going to try it. I've explained everything that I was going to do. Haven't been able to show you. But the overall point of this video is going to be not to play the deck like this. You can play it this way. But there's a much cooler way that I stole from Pap, who has a channel, I think it's called like Pap Tricks. Duel Lynx. I'll put it in the description. You should totally check him out. I believe he's from Italy or somewhere near there. Looks like we're playing against Altergeist probably, unless they're just playing something else using Ghost Girl. But usually when you see Ghost Girl, there's a good chance it's Altergeist. And it is. And this is going to be annoying because this is a grindy... Okay. This is going to see can the deck play against a control deck. And the build I'm rolling in here with is more of an aggro build, as you can see all this removal. Just trying to do the one hit with the Summon Skull fusion. This guy. Okay, so we got Link Karibo. That's gonna stop my attack, obviously. We've got a back row. Even this version still has your control plays, but I'm not gonna out-control Altergeists. So I don't know what I'm even gonna do. Let's see. We're gonna send a retro, sadly from the hand, because I want to feed Necrofusion. I'm gonna get the Fang. Now I am going to summon this, because this guy has another effect where you cannot activate effects in the battle phase, and I believe Link Karibo says when I declare an attack, so he won't actually be able to chain that. So I'll be able to hit over the Link Karibo for potentially lethal. If he has something that stops my play, but will hopefully at least leave my guy on the field, and it looks like no, I'm not going to leave my guy on the field. So Fang is dead. I should have waited probably to search that. But I'll be completely honest with you, going into an Altergeist matchup with this deck and they go first especially, it's probably going to turn out pretty bad. At least our Necrofusion's live, but yeah. So I imagine I'm going to lose this duel. What's funny enough is like the two duels where they surrendered, I actually had a decent chance at winning those. Like I had a good opening in both duels. You know, I would like to have seen what would happen, but we didn't get a chance. We got lucky and they only bounced the chain, which was dead anyway. And now we still have our Necrofusion, which should be live, I believe. I have 2 dragons in the graveyard, yes. So... and I'm not sure what Warlow could really do for us this turn. Hopefully they try to go into the end phase with only 1 back row. We'll Savage Dragon, pop the back row. And then they're open without any way to get Multi-Faker out because they have no back row. Because it has to be their own trap, right? If you activate a trap card. So... is he going to link here? He might just link because he's going to try to put a spell trap into me, and that would suck ass. They have a link too. Okay, he's just going to go for damage. I'm going to make Savage block any damage with that. So we're taking no damage. And in the end phase, I'm going to get rid of that back row. Or whenever he tries to chain this guy, essentially. Okay, so he's trying to use that. And I will actually chain. So, still the opponent's battle phase. We're gonna take a little damage. But he has no back row to get this freaking multi-faker out. So, I would really love to have a Red Eyes fusion right now. Because I could take advantage of it. But we don't. So our best move is to go chain and gear freed combo. And so I'm gonna keep my MST because I want to keep his back row like out of here. So we're just gonna try to do an anti back row strategy here. Maybe we'll steal multi-faker. Okay, so the problem is he'll chain to this. Because if I activate chain onto Gear Freed, steal multi-faker, he'll chain this, he'll bounce whatever. But then multi-faker, will it go to the graveyard? For some reason I'm not able to play all these chains out in my head right now. So, we're equipping this. Oh, he changed to the actual equip, so then I lose my equip card. Obviously. Well, like I told you, being able to do anything against Altergeist is not really feasible with this deck. This is a bad deck, and this isn't even the best way to play it. So after this, we're getting into the real meat of the video, which is going to be... And I'll probably just scoop here. Because what can I even draw? MST, whatever. Yeah. Unfortunately, as happens sometimes with PvP games, your opponent makes it kind of hard to demonstrate certain things. Because I had a really bad matchup, preceded by 2 disconnections. But, I waxed on enough about that deck. You should have an idea of how to use it. Okay. This is the cool version I stole that I freaking love. Because it turns Red Eyes itself into a boss monster. So, this build has a combo where you can make Volo turn 1, which is a good disruption in Duel Lynx. And it turns Red Eyes himself into a boss monster. You can't target Red Eyes. You can't destroy Red Eyes. Honest. Piercing the Darkness is basically honest. If my Red Eyes attacks, I get the honest effect. Also, when this is on the field, if I summon Red Eyes, I draw cards. I can get that off my trap cards, flip my traps, draw cards, normal summon Red Eyes with the skill, draw cards. And then when I attack, I have honest effect. I have this card in my hand or grave. It's like, you can't target me. So it's like, it starts to turn Red Eyes into like an actual badass card, even though it's just a non-effect monster. So, this is pretty straightforward. You want to use Piercing the Darkness to do a bunch of battle damage and draw cards. You want to get to Red Eyes more consistently, so you have the card, you know, like Summoner's Art to help you do that. And you play all these hand traps, including a Retro Dragon. If your Red Eyes dies, bring it back with Retro Dragon. If it dies again, bring it back with the blue 10 Yi. They try to target it, negate it with the red 10 Yi. They try to battle it, you have honest effect on the field. You get the idea. It's like Red Eyes becomes like literally impossible to deal with. So you will probably see a couple cool interactions when I play a few games using this. You know, if I break a couple times and I have to, you know, maybe scoop a couple times, that happens with a deck like this. I mean, you saw it. It was a 30 card. What the hell kind of deck? It's not like a super consistent, hyper consistent 20 card. You know, the Red Eyes archetype itself is just all over the place. It's like an Xyz deck, it's a Gemini deck, it's a fusion deck. There's synchro cards. There's normal monster stuff. Nothing really goes together. Now this card works really good in this deck because I can activate dealings and draw a card, but yeah, you have to discard, you have to minus. But with the Tinny in the grave, it's not really a minus. So you can get the deck for free. You know, with a game like Duel Lynx, which does not have Upstart Goblin yet, it becomes, you know, pretty good to be able to have some draw spells. So we got 2 of them here. So okay, we got our Red Eyes. We're gonna discard this. See my deck in front. I'm gonna try to dig. This might end up being more of a minus. Not really, because here we go. The other 10 years. So you get to deck thin a lot for free because these discards aren't minuses. They have abilities in the grave. I'm just gonna straight up normal summon Red Eyes. Let's do this just for fun. Let's turn our animations back on because I have them off. Do character lines too, I guess.
Red Eyes Black Dragon! This pal of mine's a super rare monster.
So we get to summon Red Eyes just for free using the skill. Which is like, you know, whatever. It's a 2400 monster. I mean, it's a decent normal summon to 24 out of your hand, you know, but, you know, it's not broken. Because I control that, though, I can just straight up get a card. Now, if I wanted to set Red Eyes and then use the skill to flip summon it, I could have grabbed this and then resolved it and then blah blah blah. But I didn't even want to go with the fusion because this deck only plays 1. I want to save it. He has 2 back rows. He's probably not going to resolve. So I'm playing more of a version of kind of protect Red Eyes. I have 2 of my Tinnies in the grave. I have Retro in the hand. And I don't know. I might just get the thing with the chain.
I set a card face down.
Because why not? It's a good disruption, and you can just get it for free. We'll see if this connects.
Inferno Fire Blast! You won't escape.
Hollowed Life, he takes no damage.
I flip over my set card. I activate a trap.
Okay. And you manage to put any stones in the grave.
Now, I activate my monsters.
You know, when did he do that? Oh, with my fucking Dark Word dealings. Well, you notice I set this trap this turn? Well, because I set the trap via skill, it's playable this turn. So even though he's about to summon a Dragon Spirit of White to try to pop my back row, because I didn't realize he had a stone in the graveyard. Predictable. I'm just gonna yoink. And then I'm actually gonna become 2500 attack. I believe. Yes.
I end my turn.
So, because the skill lets you use the trap right away, we didn't lose our trap. Because if we had set another card and made the mistake of like, oh no, the end phase puts the Dragon Spirit of Right, we would have lost our back row. So, it's kind of always good to try to get the chain using the skill. Because you can just use it right away. Now, we have some protection. If Red Eyes gets destroyed, Retro and Blue. If he gets targeted, Red.
Return from the great beyond.
So,
come on out.
We'll see. If it's enough to put up here against a fight against Blue Eyes, I don't know.
White lightning.
So I'm gonna say no, and then I'm gonna use retro.
Wait! My monster's effect activate. Okay. I special summon a monster. Red eyes. Take this. My monster
Now I'm gonna play
attack.
in blue.
Perfect. My monster's effect activates.
And blue is gonna kill this thing because he wants to end his turn without on the field and get a card for free. No, I might not let him do that.
I end my turn. No one messes with Joey Wheeler. I draw.
So now we got a summoner's art.
From my
We might just try to go for
hand,
lethal here with the
I
big eye,
activate
guys.
a spell.
Let's do it. Big eye lethal.
Red eyes, black drip.
Let's go. Big eye lethal.
Okay. I exceed
And this to me
summon
is a
a
much
monster.
better version of the deck
My
because
monster's
you get
effect
to,
activates.
I don't know, it just turns Red Eyes into a badass. Even though this Red Eyes obviously is one of the worst cards made, it becomes a badass.
Battle. Take this. My monster
And we lethal Blue
lights
Eyes
out.
just like that.
I attack the light monster.
It makes it really hard to deal with Red Eyes. I mean, Red Eyes is a normal monster, and it's like,
Surprises me. I won because
I was immune
you
from
weren't
targeting.
just dueling me.
if you destroy me, I
You were
destroy your
doing a
card.
whole
If you
team.
destroy it,
My
I
buddies
put back
always
Retro, and
have my
Retro brings
back.
him back. It's like, you know. And then, of course, you can turn around and link it away, make Xyz monsters, and then steal the game. I'm going to have to take an intermission on the stream because my girlfriend's calling me. So I'm about to pause the stream. Just turn my camera and audio off. I will be back to the stream in a minute. Just gotta talk to my girlfriend on the phone. Alright. I'm back. Sorry about that. Pancakes sent me a nice. Appreciate that. Give him a friend request. I'm gonna play one more duel, and then I've got some stuff I have to work on. So, I'll probably cut that little dead section out of the upload. That way it's more seamless. And we'll see how this duel goes. I guess we're playing maybe against Kaiba again. Oh, no. We're playing against Playmaker. I'm bringing the boom.
So I can knock you down.
I'll duel to the final card, and I will be victorious.
Duel! No one messes with Joey Wheeler. It's my turn.
You don't want to play this unless you control a normal monster, which is usually Red Eyes. So I don't want to play this. I kind of don't have a choice but to just go for the fusion and have the retro as kind of like protection. Now, with this build, I was like, the only fusion. Like, I'll show you this build. Hold on, yeah, shut up, Joey. This build is very much playing as few of the Red Eyes cards as possible, basically, because they're all bad. And so which ones can you play and the deck still be good? It's like, okay, well, this sets up a specific combo. This summons, you know, the big beat stick. This kind of steals. These are some revives, and you know, and just kind of leave it at that. It's not as many. It's not as much focus on resolving a lot of the like spell cards and trap cards of Red Eyes. It's really just about the hand traps and the Red Eyes normal monster. So this opening's not the best, but at least I
set a card.
You know, to make some kind of a play. And to be honest, I didn't want to play the thing with the chain originally. And what am I gonna put back in the deck? I'm gonna put this guy back. Because originally I didn't even play the thing with the chain. But certain duels, when you just have nothing to open, Fang with Chain is a consistent, reliable disruption that the skill just gives you for free. So it's like,
I draw.
For those situations where it's like, oh my god, I Brit, well, at least I can use my skill to get this one disruption and maybe I can make a play. And that's why I eventually included it in the deck. For example, you know, this was his normal summon.
My trap activates.
He's going to want to resolve that, obviously, pitching a spell. And I'm not going to want to do that.
My trap activates.
Now my attack will go way down. So that sucks. But hopefully this stunned him enough that, you know, we messed him up.
I set a card. That brings my turn to an end.
Here I go. It's my turn. I draw.
Okay, we got our Red Eyes. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of the support that kind of makes him badass, which is mainly the Piercing the Darkness. And I think I'll play one more duel after this so I can give you an example of how to summon this guy turn 1, which is a really important opener for the deck, for this build.
I set a monster. Red Eyes Black. From my hand.
You know, actually, I was wrong. I forgot we had our Vessel, which does make Red Eyes into a badass that can't be targeted or destroyed. Or if he is destroyed, he comes back and then I can destroy one of your cards.
Let's battle.
I'll
Okay.
flip over the card that I set.
Go, Red Eyes!
And even though Red Eyes was stronger and was going to do more damage to
My
him,
turn.
he flipped the other guy down. You know why? Because he just saw me
I
add
draw.
the red tinny to my hand. The fire tinny. And he's like, well, it's going to even target Red Eyes because he's going to negate it. So he was forced to put it on this. And so it's just an example of how just top decking into a Red Eyes
I know what to do.
and you're back
I
in it
special summon a
into the game.
monster.
So I really just think this is so much more of a fun way to play the deck.
Battle.
It feels so much cooler.
Take this.
And it's better, honestly.
Attack.
Because I haven't even been able to show you really.
I've
But-
never felt such.
Alright!
You coward. But Piercing the Darkness does more than just boost Red Eyes itself. Like anything that's made with Red Eyes. So any fusion that uses a normal monster, any XCs that uses a normal monster, and it doesn't have to be a Red Eyes normal monster. It's not a Red Eyes card. It's just a normal monster support card. So if I make Big Eye and Piercing the Darkness is on the field, Big Eye has Honest on him. And that's just insane. Like I'll give you an example. Like Gaia Thunder Charger, Gaia Dragon Thunder Charger. He's just a rank 7 XCs that does piercing. He has the ability that he can rank up on top of 5 and 6 ranked monsters, but we don't even play any of those. So you usually just use 2 level 7s, and you make Gaia Dragon. Okay, if you make Gaia Dragon using at least 1 Red Eyes, and you have Piercing the Darkness out, and your opponent has any defense position monster that you want to pierce, your Gaia will gain attack equal to whatever the attack of that monster you're attacking, and of course Gaia has piercing. So your Gaia will go up to like 5, 6 something thousand attack, piercing. And there's 4K in Duel Lynx, so if your monster has like 1800 defense or 2100 defense, and he gets up to like 6000 attack, 4000 attack, 5000 attack, it's literally lethal from just 1 XC's monster attacking into a monster. So you can just totally surprise your opponent who has no idea what to expect. And I hope this next duel will give me a chance to show that off, because this is probably gonna have to be my last duel. And then I'll come back again some other time and probably do some more Red Eyes videos.
Time to get my motor running. A true duelist takes on all challenges.
And
So
speak
I'll
of the
take
devil,
you
we got
on.
the piercing
No
here.
one can duel.
And so the card also helps you like draw. That's no good.
I end my turn.
Here I go.
Bring it on.
I draw.
Virtual figure, not cool. So I can set this and flip summon it, then play this. Or I can play this and then just normal summon this. But because I straight up normal summoned and then do the little flip trick, I won't be able to play this. So what do I want to do here? I think I just want to... What do I want to do? I think I'm saving the fusion. That's like a power play.
From my hand, I activate a continuous spell.
Straight up going into a Red Eyes. Gets me a draw.
Black Dragon.
I get the +1 off the
This
skill.
Calamine's a super.
We're gonna
I
draw.
activate a continuous spell.
I get to play the skill and
Bring
+1.
it.
So I don't want to play Insight because whatever I said is going to get banished. These might not be that useful in this duel, depending on how quickly I can get rid of potential fissure. So this is probably the go-to play again. And again, this is just like the reason I ended up keeping Fang in here was because
I activate my face down card.
it's just some kind of play like when you don't really have another play.
Let's battle.
So this is going to get banished, whatever this is.
Oh, Red Eyes. Inferno Fire Blast.
Okay, he'll just get it back to his hand, I guess. Can it bring itself back?
My monster's effect activates.
Okay. I mean, that's whatever.
I end my turn.
I was debating whether I wanted to try this thing and chain it.
It's my turn.
Maybe I should have.
I draw.
Because he's definitely playing Thunder Dragons if he's playing Dimensional Fissure and Aloof Lupin. So we're playing against Thunder Dragons for
My
sure.
monster's effect activates.
Oh, actually no, we're playing against Metaphys. I'll admit, this deck, I only partially know what to do against it because it's so complicated. It's very similar to like Ritual Beast or something like that. So I sort of know how to counter it, but I might misplay against this.
I end my turn.
No one messes with
Bring
Joker.
Okay,
it
he
on.
ends.
It's my turn.
But I think these
draw.
things do something in the standby phase or something, right?
Just as I
Yeah.
expected. My monster's effect
What does that do again?
activates.
Okay, so he's gonna get the search one from that. And does this thing destroy my back row?
How's this?
Now he can still summon a
My
Metaphys.
monster's effect activates.
Maybe he'll get the one he just
I special summon
this is the one that
a
destroys my
monster.
freaking back row, right? Oh no. Then it's just all of the face up special summon monsters. Well, I don't have any special summon on. So
From my hand,
here's another cool thing about
I
Piercing the
activate
Darkness.
a spell.
I think I might get away with this right now. I'm sending the materials for the big boy.
I fusion summon a monster.
Now, he was made using normal monsters. So with Piercing the Darkness, he gets honest.
Arch
What is
Black
honest?
Skull
It's equal to like a
Dragon.
direct attack, even though you're attacking a monster. When this card does 32 damage and then resolves its burn effect, that's lethal. So despite him having a monster on the field,
Let's battle.
I might just straight up have lethal here.
Take this.
Use
I activate
piercing.
a continuous spell.
There's my 3200 effect damage.
No way.
I'm not gonna attack Lupin because I don't want him to resolve that.
I end my turn.
You
You're
won't
up.
humiliate me.
Oh no!
My turn.
Oh no!
Bring in the boom.
I should have attacked because. Okay, let me explain why I just misplayed. So what happened was, I did the 3200 damage, and I thought I was going to do my 1200 burn damage. It was going to be game. So I was like, I don't need to attack with Red Eyes over the Lupin because then he'll get one of his banished Metaphys back to his hand. And if he has some way to survive the effect damage, I don't know if he has some Metaphys card that can like spare him damage. I'm not that familiar with the archetype. I thought, well, it's better to just say, okay, well, I've already got lethal with my fusion, so we're good. I'm not gonna help him get any cards back in case that lethal actually didn't go through. But that didn't make any sense because he would have been down to 100 life points if I had have attacked with this. And sure, he would have got this card back. But read this card. You could target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent. So the burn damage, I couldn't do it because of Dimensional Fissure. So Dimensional Fissure's on the field, and I cannot do my burn damage. I have nothing in the graveyard. It sucks. I used a lot of my time explaining that. The stream has been kind of hectic. I didn't really have time to stream, number
My
one.
monster's effect
Then I've had a few
activates.
interruptions. And what does this do again? It lets
From
you
my
summon.
hand, I activate a continuous spell.
Is there just some flipping way
I activate a continuous
I can do
spell.
800 damage to this guy? Really, really like that.
Will you slow
Everything's
down?
coming up. Joe,
I'm
draw.
ending my turn. How's this? My monster's effect activates.
Now he's gonna try to banish my guy.
How's this? My
Now he's gonna get to
monster's
summon the
effect
guy.
activates. Appear.
Now he's gonna try to banish my fusion.
This. My monster's effect
And it looks like it will. But I can steal him with this. Or I could just attack with Piercing the Darkness and win. Pretty sure I can do that.
From my hand, I activate a spell.
Let's just... Come on. I'm about to go for lethal. Come on, bro. Decide. Take your pick.
How am I supposed to win? But I can't let my opponent smell my fear.
Sight.
Stumped, are ya? Want me to give you some tips?
Yeah, I'll give you some tips.
From my hand, I activate a spell.
Well, this is pretty much all but useless. But I'll keep it anyway.
How's this? I activate a continuous spell.
How's this?
I set a card.
Alright,
Battle.
enough messing around. We're going in with Piercing the Darkness.
Take this. I
For
activate
lethal.
a continuous spell.
Yeah, baby! Anyway, you get the idea.
Something.
I've kind of showed you a lot about Red Eyes with this stream. We'll revisit this again. Do something a little bit more succinct. But, yeah.